Man, what is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy B New. I'm coming at you on this Wednesday. First and foremost, as always, just want to send out positive vibrations and blessings to anybody who could be listening. Now, with all that being said, we all know there was a couple of games yesterday in the NBA, some marquee matchups involving none other than the Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks, which we will talk about here in just a bit. But we all know one of the highest rated games, and I don't know if you all know this, but the game one, the Golden State against Memphis, was the highest television rated game, playoff game since 2011 in the Miami Heat. So that ought to let you know something right there. So people are tuned in, of course, because we know there are a lot of Golden State fans and, of course, a lot of Steph Curry fans. We all know how that is. And, of course, John Morant is gaining a lot of fans as people continue to be impressed by his play. And I tell you what, last night I was very impressed by his play, especially the way he took over in the fourth quarter. If I'm not mistaken, he scored 15 straight points to lead the Memphis Grizzlies over the Golden State Warriors on last night. There's a lot to talk about. I know people are focusing on, and of course Steve Kerr took shots at the Memphis Grizzlies players, calling them dirty. You know, Dillon Brooks has always been one that was real grimy. People thought I was crazy before when I used to call him the light-skinned version of Tony Allen, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he actually has a little bit better offense than Tony Allen. And speaking of Tony Allen, we all know that the Memphis Grizzlies did have Golden State down 2-1 back in the 2015 playoffs when the Golden State Warriors won their first championship until Tony Allen pulled that hamstring. And I was thinking we might be looking at the same thing again with the Memphis Grizzlies this year, considering how Desmond Bane, with the back injury, has not been playing up to par. And I know a lot of people are crediting the defense of a Klay Thompson and well as a collective whole of the Golden State Warriors. But I will beg to differ and say that he is playing outstanding defense because he doesn't have to leave his feet as much. But you can clearly tell with his shot is clearly off. The way he's walking gingerly, you can tell that his back is hurting him. And at the end of the day, the Memphis Grizzlies do have 3 days off to recover. So hopefully Desmond Bane can get back up to par. Now, regarding the foul of Dillon Brooks, I won't say it was a dirty play. And I know people will call me a homer for saying such, but I will say he did reach back and it was definitely a flagrant foul. I just think the intensity of the moment, he was trying to give him a good hard foul. Unfortunately, it caught him on the head. I don't think he was aiming for his head. Personally, you know, I know people might have other opinions, but guess what? I value everybody's opinion. So if you think otherwise, then good for you. That's why it's called an opinion. You understand what I'm saying? And we all welcome to our own. That don't necessarily make anybody opinion facts. But what I do like to speak facts, and the facts that I will speak is the Memphis Grizzlies took care of business last night. And on a few shows ago, I called it. Remember, I said that the Memphis Grizzlies would actually be the winners of the championship this year, in my opinion, because I said they had heart. I said they was young, but they had heart. I think that was actually a Pac song somewhere along the line. I'm gonna look that up. I might bump that when I get finished with this video, because he was young, but we had heart. You understand? And that was all heart last night. That was all grit. That was all grind, and the grindhouse going down for the Memphis Grizzlies on yesterday. And the way John Morant, one thing I noticed is he performs so well under pressure. Like even with his free throws, like throughout the course of the game, he'll be missing free throws, but when it's crunch time and you really need to get a free throw from him, he is ready. Do you understand me? Like John Morant really had it going on yesterday, being able to lead the Memphis Grizzlies to that victory. And like I was saying, Desmond Bane is still injured. It's just, you know, I just feel like Memphis has what it takes to be able to beat this team. Even going back to Golden State, you know that crowd is going to be very, very loud and into it. And Draymond Green, of course, is going to be. And speaking of which, why I do want to bring this up. Steve Kerr want to say, oh, he violated the code. I got a whole list that I can roll out for this. And if you take a look right here, matter of fact, I think I got it. Look, take a look right here. And that is the list of everything that Draymond Green has done throughout the course of his career and his tenure with Steve Kerr. And then you think Steve Kerr had the nerve to try to call out some other player for being dirty when he just had his very own player. Did he say that about Draymond on the last game when he clearly pulled somebody's jersey down and hit them in the head as well. At the end of the day, man, this is playoff basketball. That's what it's all about. I hate to see anybody get hurt, and I do think not having paid people might think he don't play a big part, but I'm telling you, man, he was one of the ones that's going to get you the 50-50 balls. He was the one who was going to get out on breaks, and of course he was bringing it to an extent defensively, doing a great job. So at the end of the day, that is a big loss for Golden State. I do hate that because I like for everything to be even. You understand what I'm saying? And, you know, without him, it just doesn't seem like it will be, even though, you know, Golden State is still capable of winning. I'm going to say that they're not capable of winning. They are totally capable of winning the series still. I just feel like Memphis, every game is going to be close, and who other going to close it out better than the closer himself, Ja Morant, the only player to get 48 points, him and Kobe Bryant. Listen to the two great players we talking about, him and Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James and Ja Morant are the only players to have multiple playoff games of 40 or more, being under 22 years old. So whenever you're in the company of a LeBron James and a Kobe Bryant, then you got to understand that you're doing something special. And I think that's what Ja Morant is ready to do. But let me hit y'all with just a quick commercial break. I got some more things I need to say, especially that, but I need to run in here and just take care of some business real quick. Go, take a time out for this commercial break. Okay, y'all, I'm back already. So it might seem like I already did y'all, but it wasn't really already. Had to get them brakes done real quick. Y'all know I'm out here driving around with the show, and your boy need to be safe. So anyway, let me put my seatbelt on. Speaking of which, so back to what I was saying. What the hell was I saying? It's been a while, so I don't remember, but I know what I do know. And one thing I do know is the Boston Celtics dominated the Milwaukee Bucks on yesterday. Let's talk about that for a second. So the Bucks, I don't know, maybe I became a prisoner in the moment as well. It's not like they went out and dominated Boston this last game, even though they did win it pretty handily. But the thing about it is, I really feel as though without Middleton going into the series, I thought it was going to be a problem, especially, you know, with the versatility of Jason Tatum. But, you know, I said Giannis would be that player that would be on a LeBron James level. If anybody could do it, he could, because he is the best player in the world. But then we look at yesterday, you know, he looked kind of mediocre. His shooting percentage has been pretty mediocre through the first two games, if you really look at it. But he does have to carry such a heavy load, being without his second best playmaker as far as being a scorer and a playmaker, in that of Middleton. But if Jaylen Brown and Tatum can come out and continue to play the way they played yesterday, and if Grant, what's his name, if he can continue to straight up defend Giannis one-on-one like that, Greg Williams, y'all know who the hell I'm talking about. If he can continue to play him straight up where they don't have to bring an extra, because Giannis has got better at distributing the ball, especially off double teams, and knowing where to go and, you know, making plays for others. But if Boston can continue to play him straight up and have him flustered like that, and just bring the help at the right time, just enough to fluster him, then I think they can win this series. Now, at the end of the day, who do I pick? I still think Milwaukee will win the series, because I think Giannis is that guy. And I know it's all about team, and I constantly preach that, but it's not like Drew Holiday and company are a bunch of scrubs, and they proved that in the opening game. But that was with Boston not playing with any heart whatsoever. So, you know, I think it's going to be one hell of a series. A lot of people thought it would be over in 5 or 6 games. I personally think that this one will go 7 itself, because I don't see either of these teams, because both of the teams got heart, and both of the teams got talent, and both of the teams, to me, are pretty well coached teams. So what it's going to come down to is who got the most heart and who is going to deliver in crunch time. And the way the Boston Celtics put that little butt whooping on Milwaukee yesterday, you would think that everybody would be jumping all over Boston, but people still are not, for whatever reason. But the way I look at it is, when you come out sometimes in a game and you punch a team directly in the mouth, you have to exert so much energy just to come back. And it's pretty hard to come back like that. So now they know that they're going to have some days off. I think it's Sunday when they play again. So now with all these days off, they will be able to, or maybe Saturday, I think they play the same day as the Grizzlies, I'm not sure. But they will when you got to exert that much energy, it just takes too much to try to come back. And Milwaukee, I feel like they felt they came in and stole game 1 and took home court advantage. Not saying that they didn't, play their hardest, but I felt like if it was a game 7, they would have played harder. Just put it like that, because sometimes, for whatever reason, Jaylen Brown, he just came out cooking, and once somebody start coming out cooking on you and you get behind, at that point it's just too late. Some teams have the resiliency to come back, and some teams don't. Milwaukee is a team that can come back, because I've seen them down by double digits quite a few times, even throughout the course of the season, and be able to come back. But without the services of Chris Middleton, it won't be as easy, because Chris Middleton, even though he's an all-star player and considered a great player, is often underrated. I think Chris Middleton brings a lot to the table as far as everything as the offense, and like I said, create for others too. So Drew Holiday needs to keep being that guy on defense. Portis, I think they still match up well with them. So at the end of the day, I'm not changing my pick. Initially, especially, a lot of people said after Boston beat the Nets that they were going to be the team to beat, and I didn't think so. I thought that they would still be dangerous just because of the way they play great team defense. But at the end of the day, I just think the defending champion Milwaukee Bucks still have much to prove. But with Middleton going down, if Middleton was up, then I would say Milwaukee in 6. But without Middleton, I just have to say Milwaukee in 7. But it's still possible if they can go steal a game. If Boston can steal a game in Milwaukee, that it will go 7. But if Milwaukee goes home and wins in dominating fashion, and then in game 4 and they go up 3-1, I just don't see it going 7 at that point. So if Milwaukee can go back and win both, then that would be great. But at the end of the day, man, this is your boy B New. I just want to say, right on to the real. Much love to the haters. We got so much more action to talk about. I am going to come back later on this evening, because I do want to get more into detail regarding the flagrant foul, and I do got an announcement to make regarding some podcast situations that I'm working on that's coming to you very, very soon. So if you haven't done so already, hit that bell, like and subscribe. And as always, man, like I said, it's your boy B New. I'm right on to the real, and much love to these haters. I'm out.